conceptual perspective to things. People talk about it as element, success, all of the elements.
Hello everybody, Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. Hope everybody's doing well. Not going to be long, moving around, trying to get some things done. As usual, taking the time as an opportunity to shoot a quick video. With so many things going on, sometimes I get a little behind on schedules and the videos that I need to get done. So I'm going to take this time to talk about the work that we're doing at the Odyssey Project. Those of you who have followed me over the years, you know what we do. We started out with the Black Community Empowerment Project, which was about going into the community and impoverished communities and helping families with their utilities, helping students who were in situations in which they were going to school from homes that had no electricity and no running water because their parents were squatting in old abandoned buildings, to teaching better money management skills through free symposiums and conferences at churches and schools, to the creation of the Black Men Lead Rite of Passage Initiative, which is my baby, my passion. The work that I want to do and leave as a legacy is that we touched young Black men and we changed lives. To my babies, Marion's passion, restoring Ghettos Forgotten Daughters, dealing with young Black girls and ladies who have been through some of the most horrific and traumatic events that you can imagine, from incest to molestation to rape to domestic abuse and abandonment and other issues, and giving them the tools they need to rise above it, to dealing with mental health issues in the community. And we're branching out and putting a strong emphasis on helping young Black males in this area. That's a big gap in society, period. And so we're doing that. We are absolutely one of the leaders when it comes to scientific research in the social sciences, in behavioral sciences, in financial and economic and political sciences. One of the leading research based organizations out there, with thousands and thousands. Myself have put out tens of thousands of hours into understanding the dilemma and the enigmatic issues that Blacks face for the purpose of coming up with solutions. And we want to continue the work we're doing. We want to be a force in this country. We want to connect. We want to create networks of mental health professionals across the country, so that when we get a call from a mother who is at wit's end because her son is doing things that send up red flags and alarms, saying things that's a little off, that's kind of scary, that we have resources to reach out to them regardless of where they're at. That's something that we are very, very intent on doing. We've had a couple of cases. We're doing the best we can to handle those cases and be a resource, but it requires having resources to do this. If you believe in what we're doing, if you believe in what we're teaching, I mean, just the research alone has to be something that we're doing. We need think tanks. We need to be able to put actual data together. We can't keep going off of what we feel or what we think or what we presume. We have to go off of what we can actually discover and observe and actually measure. And there's a lot out there to be learned. We've done a lot. We've been a part of a lot, but there's so much more to be learned just in the area of research. If we don't put enough emphasis on it, we don't put enough importance on it, we will highly sensationalize people. So if it don't sound great, if it don't tantalize the emotions, if it doesn't get you all riled up, then it's not important. The thing is, that's why we keep losing. We keep losing because we don't take things serious. We are out here just moving back and forth. We love a good show. Get to talking about some people beefing, and shoot, you get likes and shares and everybody's hype. Get talking about so-and-so going at so-and-so. And, you know, I look at some of the things where that was so much attention, and it had to do with our divisiveness. It had to do with egos clashing. It had to do, that's when you get the rile up. That's when you get the large number of people tuning in. But when we're talking about solutions, when we're talking about making changes, when we're talking about impacting the lives of our youth that are being targeted by the educational system, targeted by the private prison industrial complex, targeted by social constructs that want to destroy them and push them in directions that make them a non-factor, only the few. And we can't continue to roll that way. If we're going to do something, we're going to have to educate the masses, and that's going to come from being empowered as our own media force, being aware, because we're putting together our own studies and our own data. That's going to also allow us to actually combat some of the false, baked up, supposedly scientific studies that point to things that say that we're responsible solely for our behavior, that we're intellectually inferior, that, you know, all of these things that have been put out there. We need true scholars that are going to go out and put in the work to produce the studies that combat that. We got so many different ways we got to play this game that we're not playing it right now. And I'm asking everybody to join in. I'm asking people to make a monthly commitment for a year, that you're going to donate a certain amount for a year. For those of you that actually have it, and I know you're out there, that can donate large sums of money, we need your help as well. Whoa, didn't mean to jerk that much, but we need your help as well. We've been going one way or another, and as long as I'm breathing, I'm gonna keep pushing with whatever I have, and I'm not gonna give up, turn around. You know, I'm not a whiner and complainer, but I made a commitment at the beginning of last year to the people who work with us, to my wife, that I wouldn't be so easy to turn away from asking for support, because I'm the kind of person, when you know what I'm doing and you say you're behind what I'm doing and you don't support me, and then I just keep moving. And that's not really fair to my family. That's not fair to the people who depend on me to create for them, specifically for them. And so I've made a promise to my people that no matter how frustrated I get with the lack of giving, that I would not stop asking, that I would go out there. So here I am. And I'm going to consistently do it. People who will, people who won't. But I want you to kind of think about what that means for us as a whole. If we don't have the research and data, we don't have the information we need to create the strategies, to come up with the plans, to develop the solutions. If we don't have resources, we can't go in and really truly invest in the things that need to happen within the community. Creating mental health programs isn't free. Creating socialization programs and rites of passage programs where we're dealing with young black males isn't free. And I can go on and on and on about the stuff that needs to be done in the black community, and none of it comes free. And so we need support. It's that simple. Yeah, it's cool, that you guys, and don't get me wrong, for every person that shows up and listens and provides a level of encouragement, I take it to the heart. It means the world to me. Those who have negative things to say doesn't bother me at all. So I appreciate those who have been behind me. I appreciate those who haven't been able to give. I appreciate those who've decided not to give. But what I'm telling you is that if we're going to do anything exceptional or extraordinary, we're going to have to be willing to get behind people who are doing it and say, I see what you're doing. Let's give you what you need. I mean, I've done research proposals. Those things alone. Got cut off, so I'm going to just go ahead and close out and finish, but I didn't want to just end it on that note. But we definitely need the support of the people. I think I was talking about the fact that I've done research proposals, and research proposals alone can easily go into hundreds of thousands of dollars to conduct a real, true study that can produce results that you can use. It's not cheap. You know, I've figured out a way to get it done over the years, but the thing is, it comes at a cost, and that we have to figure that stuff out. But the thing is, if you really and truly are talking about making changes, you got to be measured and consistent and persistent and committed with the way you engage the problems. This is not an emotional endeavor. This is an intellectual and measured, concise, and committed, calculated endeavor. And if we don't treat it that way, we're going to always consistently end up in last place, because we only move when we feel it. It's time to be committed. For those who want to get behind me, you're going to see the normal links in the description box. You can contact me if you have more questions, but we've got to make some things happen. On that note, I'm out of here.
Here I come, ready or not. Frank Ocean made this record hot.
From a conceptual perspective, people talk
Real
about
talk,
it as
I ain't throwing shots. Careful who you